Value Stack podcast is now sponsored by Coinbase.com. If you need extra one-on-one time to get your Bitcoin questions answered, book a call with a Bitcoin pro at Coinbase Connect to get expertise you need with topics ranging from security, privacy, mining, Lightning Network, and more. It's easy to get started. Simply go to Coinbase.com, click Connect at the top of the page, and book a call with the pro for the topic that you'd like to discuss. So thank you guys at Coinbase for sponsoring this show, and check them out at Coinbase.com to get the Bitcoin support you need. Now, on with the show.
Welcome to episode 14 of the Value Stack podcast. I'm Shaper Funds on Twitter, and I'm here with BTC BAP, also on Twitter. How you doing today, BTC BAP?
Good, man. Missed you. It's been a month. It's been good. Actually, speaking of Twitter, I have not been on Twitter. I have taken a hiatus so I'm the artist formerly known as BTC BAP.
Oh man!
But if you haven't seen me, I haven't really posted anything all year. Yeah, just playing on the sidelines right now.
Okay. Well, we all need a break now and again. I haven't been on Instagram for a few months now, and it's been great. I've got zero desire to go back, but I don't know how I'd do without Twitter.
I'm still on Twitter for the company, like for the Galaxy Cash site. So I don't really post anything other than when we do content, but I still watch stuff,
For sure.
So I keep on pulse of the news and what's going on still,
Yep. Well, we'll get to the current events in a minute. But speaking of apps, we're on the Fountain app. So thanks for setting that up, Zach.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't downloaded Fountain, it's a new streaming podcast app for Bitcoin. I mean, it's not just for Bitcoin companies or Bitcoin podcasts, but certainly it's been embraced by them. You can use your Lightning wallet in order to tip us in stream sats in real time. You can make clips. So if there's something that you really like that we said, you can clip it and tip it. I think they call it boosts. So if you are listening to us on Fountain, hit that boost button. They say the statistics, if you ask your listeners to boost, they will. So we are going to get to a whole Bitcoin someday, one sat at a time. Only 100 million.
If only the Canadian government were as good as getting people to boost.
Yeah. So you can use the Lightning networks that Cash App. I mean, I know we're going to talk about that. We can just add it in now. So you can Cash App recently added Lightning network. They've been using their internal company Spiral's Lightning development kit, and now you can just in this kind of similar to how you can tip on Twitter. You can use Cash App's interface to fulfill Lightning invoices if you have them. So that's pretty neat because you can I don't know, I forgot what I was saying. The Fountain app, right? Yeah. So you could like add money to Fountain and tip us through Cash App, but yeah. So
I was actually making a joke about booster shots, but anyways. Okay, so we're on block 723,661, I believe, two blocks. Okay, 723,662, and Bitcoin's hovering right around 44,000. So we've a little bit off of the recent lows, but going nowhere quickly, I guess I'll say.
Yeah, well. You never know. It seems like there's so many reasons to want Bitcoin right now, but it also seems like there's so many adversaries. But if anything, Bitcoin's has been under attack since the day it was created. So this is, it's part of the course.
Yep, for sure, for sure. Well, stocks have been moving. They've been taking a beating. It's a bloodbath out there in the traditional markets. I think if you look at the indices, the S&P 500, the Dow, they're maybe, just over 5% off of the highs. But look at the Nasdaq and the types of businesses that Kathy Woods buys, and it has been an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, I have been ignoring the markets, like the equity markets, because it's all just posturing from the Fed. We talked about this last time, and they may raise rates, like they may do it. But we knew companies weren't based on fundamentals to begin with. So I don't think that anything changes. Like, they are companies that generate positive earnings, that take out debt. That's like the winning strategy today,
Yeah.
So, but they have gotten smacked.
Yeah. I doubt many of our listeners listen to us for the traditional finance stuff. But I'll just make the point. This is not financial advice. Consult a financial advisor or just stick to Bitcoin. But probably a good time to be fishing. There's some opportunities in the market, some what I would consider to be high quality businesses trading at pretty low valuations as a result of all this volatility.
Yeah, dude. I think the same way about Bitcoin. That's the problem. Like, still wanna. I just still want to just own Bitcoin. But you're right. The equity markets are looking more attractive, but not more attractive than Bitcoin.
Yep. We agree on that. Well, what's going on in Canada?
Dude, I've been living under a rock, but it didn't, like, I saw that they raised 21 Bitcoin, and JW Weatherman tried to come up with some kind of crazy plan for it. I actually didn't read it. I should do more preparation. But honestly, I think that focusing on when negative news comes out, like with the Canada Emergency Act and all of the Freedom Convoy, like this stuff is, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not perfect, it just weighs on me mentally and emotionally a bit, and I just try. I have to stay aware, right? Like, of course, but I try not to focus and dwell on it too much when there's just so much negativity, but you can't be ignorant either.
It's sad. It's really freaking sad. It's like everyone and their mother is out protesting these draconian measures that the Canadian government has taken, and so far all they've done is double down. And it sounds like there's dissension in the Canadian government with a lot of Trudeau's former allies now opposing him, and it's I think he'll go down in flames. I hope he'll go down in flames because it's gnarly, the penalties they're putting on people, and just how hard they're cracking down. It doesn't sound like the West.
Right. Are we in the West anymore? I don't know. I feel like we're speaking of the East and the West. I read something today that China's inflation hit like a multi-year low.
And their central bank is easing right now. Pretty.
It's amazing when you're a net exporter how strong your economy becomes.
Right.
Or like when you're fabricating your reports, or both.
Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, they didn't have the same stimulus response that a lot of countries had to COVID. They had a different response, which you can argue neither response was great. But fortunately for them, they don't have inflation, and now their central bank is looking to ease, while United States, UK, and Europe are moving in the opposite direction.
Right. Well, but they don't have like a reserve. Well, I guess they do have a reserve currency. There's a lot of people in China, but they're not like the global reserve
They're
currency. So,
they're like a regional reserve currency. They've got a lot of
yeah.
African countries now using the
Yep.
yuan.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they have to. They're building infrastructure projects all across the Far East and into Africa. The Belt and Silk Road Belt and Silk Road initiative. Yeah. Um, yeah, basically it's just predatory financing on a bunch of countries that can't afford it. But in the end, they end up using the yuan, and that's the point. So
Do you think that like countries' abilities to put like financial sanctions and like muscle them is an issue? Like more like becoming more of an issue?
sanctioning China.
No, just like, well, I guess maybe let me rephrase it. Like, how do you? Because okay, for example, like Russia's like doing all this stuff in Ukraine and like China, like these countries that have power over monetary action and kind of monetary incentives. Like, isn't that part of the problem, right? Because they
Yes.
have this ability to play an unfair game.
Yep. Yep. And I wanted to talk about Russia anyways. It's really interesting what Putin is doing. In the last week, it's news has come out that he's leaning into crypto. He's no longer saying the government can't hold crypto. He's talking about not taxing crypto. We don't know exactly what his intentions are, but I'm going to take a stab at it. He the you know the, So yeah, what's happening in Ukraine? He's at a major disagreement with NATO, and there's been talk about taking Russia off of the SWIFT system. The
Hmm.
SWIFT being like the FedWire system for
Right.
outside the United States. So the global financial rails, and and now he's leaning into crypto, and it's interesting. I think Bitcoin in particular is can be a major opportunity for Russia if they get knocked off of the SWIFT system. They might want to withhold energy from Europe. They just built Nord Stream 2, a pipeline that goes from Russia into Germany. Um, and that's part of the negotiation right now is withheld energy. And what could they do with that withheld energy? They could mine Bitcoin. So I don't know if that's what's on his mind, but it seems kind of a win-win if if they get Russia gets kicked off of the SWIFT system. Not only do they have the ability to transact globally with crypto or Bitcoin, but they can also withhold energy and mine Bitcoin at home.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. And they're so cold too that and they're so energy abundant that it seems like it would be an ideal place to do that. Uh, didn't Vitalik say something too about? Didn't he like have a meeting or wrote a letter to Putin?
Yeah, it sounds like they're working on something together. I don't know
Shocker.
what that is, but I have noticed the news about Russia embracing crypto. Ethereum responded more to the news. I mean, that could be for whatever reason, but yeah, who knows? There clearly has been communication between Putin and Vitalik
Probably because it's easier to surveil on Ethereum.
for
I
sure.
love that. I mean,
They
you
love that.
reuse addresses, so.
Yep.
Uh, but speaking of crypto bull, dude, the big game. You know,
Yeah. We were talking about this yesterday. I don't know if it's a sign of uh, what do I want to say? Euphoria, a sign of a top in crypto. But yeah, the FTX and Coinbase are able to fork up a lot of money to get out in front of us.
dude, I scanned the NFT or the not the NFT, the QR. Uh, I shouldn't have though. I thought about it after. I was like, what if this is like some kind of bullshit virus? And like, I was like, man, I'm very disappointed in my security right now.
Yeah.
Although it does, I mean, it actually like displays the URL before you click it. So I saw it said drops.coinbase, and I was like, all right, this makes sense.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
but yeah, that was pretty cool. Like the QR code bouncing around the screen. Did you see it during the Super Bowl?
I did, and I thought, oh, I'm sure that's I'm sure that has to do with crypto. And I waited and I waited, and it kept going, and I kept thinking, well, by the time I pull out my phone, it's going to go away. And then it kept going, and then finally I pulled out my phone and took me right to Coinbase. I was not surprised.
Did you register to win the $1 million of Bitcoin?
I sure did. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah, dude! I'll take 20 coin, 25 Bitcoin, dude. Come on. Well, maybe like 15 after taxes.
Yep. Yep.
But they'll get you, dude. Speaking of Coinbase too, they launched that. I think I was telling you offline or not online because everything we do is online today. But off recording that they launched that Coinbase Advanced Trade feature, which is like their successor to Coinbase Pro, with
Yeah.
better fees and all. But what I don't know if I mentioned to you
Yeah.
was the vulnerability that guy found. Do you remember reading about that?
No.
Coinbase Advanced Trade Vulnerability. Let me see if I can find it real quick. White Hat Hacker. All right, this is from CoinDesk.
Mhm.
So we've got Twitter user at Tree of Alpha notified the Coinbase team of the exploit, and the exchange giant suspended trading on its new advanced trading platform.
Whoa.
So looks like anyone here. Here's the tweet. He said, "Anyone here can direct me to align with Coinbase, preferably management or maybe even Brian Armstrong. I'm submitting a HackerOne report, but I'm afraid this can't wait. Can't say more either. This is potentially market nuking. DMs open."
No way.
Oh, okay. So then, a few hours later, we get for technical reasons, we're disabling retail advanced trading. This service will continue to be accessible, but orders cannot be placed. Then Brian Armstrong comes about and says, "Glad we caught this one." Or he says, "Thank you, Tree of Alpha. Big thank you to working for our team. Love how the crypto community helps each other out." So it comes to find out that, they basically had a bug in the system that was allowing people to like manipulate your pricing of your orders. Now,
Yeah.
that's a pretty big issue, because if I had limit orders to sell my Bitcoin at 100K and it changed to $1, that would be bad, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Sounds like market nuking indeed. So they haven't released like a post-mortem or anything on this, and I'm not sure if they ever will. But it's definitely something to be. So I'm excited about the advanced trade, but golly, man, like, geez, this is again why you don't keep coins on exchanges, and why, like, even if if you were planning to sell them, like your coins could have got sold for a price that you didn't want because of a bug, and have fun dealing with that, So I think it was something. Apparently, it was something around the site's content management system, CMS. So like they. No. That was a CoinDesk issue, where people could see the similar hacker Tree of Alpha, Tree of Alpha, notified CoinDesk that she could see their articles. Could see their articles before they were posted, so they were getting like material non-public information by being able to view the drafts in their content management system.
Dang, this is a great hacker.
Yeah. Yeah. And that did you see the one about the Joe Grand, the guy who recovered the Trezor wallet?
No.
He like ripped the seed phrase off the device. Like basically this guy lost over $1 million worth of some altcoin named Theta, and he like found this guy who was able to recover he didn't know the pin and didn't know the seed, and if they kept typing the wrong pin, it was going to wipe the memory. So
Whoa.
yeah, so they had to hire this guy, and he like did some kind of hack that like he basically like messed with the voltage and like did some kind of trick. There's a YouTube video,
What?
but he was able to like export the seed word off the device by like ripping it off and like I don't know, dude, and the pin. And so, first off, these treasures are not foolproof. If somebody's got it, they can get your funds. So now it's not going to be like your everyday person, but it's not
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
Consider multi-sig.
Consider Casa.
Consider Casa.
Little plug.
Shameless plug, dude.
We love it.
So
We love it. Taxes.
yeah,
Colorado
dude.
taxes.
Oh God, it's been my nightmare lately. So I've been, if anybody's got any suggestions on how to deal with liquidity pools that I used to deal with a long time ago, let me know. I'm trying to figure those out.
A long time ago, 2021. Shit. Sorry. Yeah, in Colorado, we'll be accepting Bitcoin for tax payments. Little circular there, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, they're gonna sell it immediately, so I'm not gonna I'm not putting downward pressure on my assets by giving the government Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But like, there does seem to be like if you bought some at 60 something K and you owe taxes, there could be a case to be made for disposing some of it to get a capital gains deduction. But
Yep. Well, make sure you record the price at disposal. Wait, and
know your cost basis.
you're
gonna trigger. Yeah, no, just don't do it.
Yeah, probably don't do it. And yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. But if you're tax loss harvesting, don't turn around and rebuy it within 30 days.
Yeah, because that is accordingly no longer a thing. Don't play no games.
The watch sale rule applies to Bitcoin, so
it does
act accordingly.
now. And dude, just so many things like Anyway, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on right now that I don't love to hear. But let's get some positive news before you sour the mood. So, Coinbase added remittance payments to Mexico. They're doing it for free right now. It's a shame that they're not just using Lightning, but it's not surprising. But they are doing, Coinbase has a really wide audience, larger than Strike's, of course. And so this is cool that they're adding the ability for like U.S. residents with family abroad in Mexico back home to, be able to remit payments to them for free right now till the end of March. And then even after March, they will have it'll be like, they said it's like half of the fee of what Western Union is. So still very high. So do better, Coinbase. But I don't know. They probably had to pay all kind of fines and whatnot to like licenses and all this stuff. So I'm sure there's a reason they have costs that they need to recoup.
Yeah. On the topic of fines, why don't we do our boating accident of the week?
All right, it's time for the boating accident of the week. Boating accident, dude. BlockFi. Gosh, dude. BlockFi is like, I've been calling this that something was going to happen with BlockFi, Celsius. BlockFi, for those you don't know, is a very popular lending platform. You could send your Bitcoin to them, and then you could earn interest in their product called the BlockFi interest account. It used to just be the BlockFi account. Then they made it like the BlockFi interest account when they made the credit card. Now they have the wallet. Now they have the loans account. They have all kind of different products now. But their interest account, which is you send them Bitcoin or Ethereum or now all kinds of securities, apparently, like Uniswap and stuff like that. They pay you interest in those things. Celsius does the same thing. Ledin does the same thing. And stable coins, dollars, stable coins, Bitcoin, etc. So BlockFi is apparently like been in negotiations with the New Jersey state regulators about this product is a security, and they are like, we're sorry, we'll pay you $100 million. Like, that's a lot of money, $100 million, but probably not that much to them. And then they have to stop letting customers add funds to their account immediately. I don't know how they do that, because if I like had a crypto wallet that I sent the Bitcoin to last time and then I just did it again, like it would automatically send. They couldn't like stop it, but maybe they would just be like, oh, that's our money now. So
I think what happens is it would arrive, but then they would move it into
to the
just
wallet.
the wallet.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's probably right. So I mean, we're not surprised. I'm really actually more concerned about what this implication is for other companies, though, like Ledin and Celsius. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think I'm about to bail on all of them.
Yes.
I've only had a little up to this point there, but I'm not gonna have it. I think this is the time to make a decision. You know.
Yeah. Like, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, and like even if they don't seize your assets, like they're gonna like only let you withdraw like $2,999 at a time, like something like that. So,
yep.
So anyway, BlockFi, you guys are trying to launch the new product again, the BlockFi Yield. It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a registered security product. Here's the problem: is that like the product may be a security, but Bitcoin's not a security. Some of these other altcoins are more like equities. Lynn Alden had a great piece on Twitter today. Yeah. I said I wasn't on Twitter. I read this though. Yeah. Lynn Alden talked about how Bitcoin is like a digital asset commodity and everything else is like a digital asset equity. And I really do agree with that. Like most of these decentralized protocols, they are kind of like decentralized companies. Like there's a couple directors that are in charge of engineering. There's a guy who's in charge of marketing. There's a guy who's in charge of sales. Just like a company, it's just not called such. Yeah. And they're crypto native, but they're still looks like a cat, meows like a cat. It's not a dog, it's a cat. So
it's a dino.
It's a dino, dog in name only. So yeah, but this is like all new territory, and like we were talking about Colorado. I think they're just going to over-legislate this shit to death and ruin it.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do, dude.
Yep. Stick with Bitcoin.
I feel take like custody. Even then, like I feel like Bitcoin's ethos is slowly being lost. Just like over the last decade, people have traded privacy for convenience. People are still doing that.
Right. It's kind of like a trade-off between adoption and what Bitcoin was designed to disrupt, or what's a different way of putting that? It's like places like BlockFi are good for adoption, but they're really bad for Bitcoin's ethos.
Yeah, like I shouldn't have to enter my social security number to withdraw on a platform. Yeah, that is not very Bitcoin. And I started this stuff when I didn't really realize that.
Yeah.
But over the last several years, this whole Bitcoin journey has made me realize what's been happening.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, dude. I think people, especially with inflation as high as it is now, you can't afford to lose your money.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, I don't want to like fear monger, but it's not looking that great for like personal liberty from a financial standpoint. But like we knew this was going to happen. Like you don't expect the king to just give up power. Say, all right, you know what? I've had a good run. It doesn't happen like that.
Right. Our boy Sam Callahan tweeted this today, and I thought it was really good. But just the nature of game theory means that the countries that need to adopt Bitcoin are going to adopt it first, and that makes places like the U.S. and Canada going to probably be one of the last places to adopt Bitcoin, because we're so set in the system the way that it is. But places like El Salvador, they're like, let's go for it. And there's a lot of other places that are going to go for it before the United States does.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. We are in the position of power as a country more than anyone else at the moment. It's waning, but I think that is going to continue to make us a laggard in adoption.
Yeah.
By the way, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam, which if you've seen was it episode 12 that we had Sam on?
Yeah, episode 12.
Check out episode 12, Value Stack. We had Sam Callahan from Swan Bitcoin. He was actually just on he was on Preston Pish's podcast.
Yep.
So
the Investors podcast talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Particularly the IMF and the World Bank. Check it out.
So we need to get Preston on here and Eric. We'll get Eric on here because Eric Gates did we've been saying we're gonna get Eric on here. Eric, if you listen to our show, I'm calling you soon. All right. Excited to have you on soon, man.
Yeah, tune in next week.
More surveillance. Let's talk about the response.
Let's talk about surveillance.
FinCEN travel rule. Did you read about this? The trust?
No, I did not. No,
All
tell me what's going on.
Let me learn you.
Okay.
FinCEN travel rule crypto. Let me look that up. 11 hours ago. CoinDesk again. All right. Group of well-established firms active in cryptocurrencies in the U.S., including Coinbase, Fidelity, and Robinhood. They have the Ethereum family. Remember that. Have joined together to bring digital assets in step with global anti-money laundering rules. Man, double whammy. Canada, FinCEN. In total, there are 18 virtual asset service providers, VASPs, participating in the Travel Rule Universal Solution Technology, aka called Trust. Don't trust. This is rotten from the core to begin with, dude. Don't trust. Don't call it trust. Anyway, today, the Trust platform was created in response to the AML data sharing requirements that are being recommended by the Financial Action Task Force and the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN. So the members are Anchorage, Avanti, BitGo, Bittrex, Bitflyer, BlockFi, Circle, Coinbase, Fidelity Digital Assets, Gemini, Kraken, Paxos, Robinhood, Standard Custody and Trust, Simbridge, TradeStation, ZeroHash, and Zodia Custody. Some of those I think are literally just in there for the marketing work to be included with these other names. But there are a number of proposed ways, yada, yada, yada. But here, let's cut to the chase because I'm talking too long. So the plan is essentially for there to be this zero knowledge way of sharing identities across VASPs, which you don't have a relationship with. So the goal is to have a standard essentially, and they will share this personal data, but they would accordingly do so to where they don't expose your info to potential third-party hacks.
Not on purpose.
So maybe they're doing something with zero knowledge, and they don't actually know what it is that they can't verify. They can only verify the hash of it or something like that. They're calling it the Swift standards for crypto, but either way, I already used this kind of saying, but if it looks like shit and smells like shit, it's shit. So this sucks. And it's going to get worse. So take your coins off exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
You've been warned.
Yep. Look at multi-sig.
But yeah, that being said, like, this is what we've been wanting, right? We wanted the legitimacy of Bitcoin as an asset. They're making it legitimate. Well, really, they're trying to make it. I almost feel like they're trying to say it's illegitimate, right? It's being used for illegitimate purposes, but it's certainly legitimate in that they're having to go through all this, legalese just to argue about how to regulate it. So clearly, it must be important, or they wouldn't even waste their time.
Yep. The world needs trust and integrity.
Integrity Farms, yeah. So, all right, I'm still trying to find. So I'm still trying to find this exactly how they have outlined it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's not. There was an article that talked about how they were going to do it. So they're going to use Exiger, which is a technology platform. So I'm sure somebody at Exiger is like loving the hell out of this deal, Their guy just got a big old bonus. Should we like do some like investigative journalism? Exiger. Let's see who this company is. Governance, risk, and compliance. Huh.
Sounds fun.
Who do you think, which Congress member or member of FinCEN do you think has a cousin or brother-in-law that works for Exiger? Who got that contract? Anyway.
Maybe Elizabeth Warren's Indian cousin.
No, not Elizabeth Holmes. Remember when Jim Cramer was like, this stock, I don't know. I think they're being too hard on the Wall Street's being too hard,
Yeah. Well, I had a look. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
A lot of scams in the world, That's all I was gonna say.
A lot of scams in this world. I had a little segment prepared, but due to the fact that, well, it's premature to talk about. So on next episode, I'm going to have a little segment. And I guess the last thing I want to bring up to talk about today is, did you listen to Jack Mallers on what Bitcoin did about a week and a half ago?
Was he on again? Dang, he's been on there a bunch.
Yeah, he's been on there a bunch. Really freaking interesting. I'm sure his general counsel doesn't like all how far he went saying all this stuff, but made it clear that he's been having meetings with Jeff Bezos, with executives at Facebook, with higher ups at Capital Group, the big American funds mutual fund company. It's a really, really big, successful money manager. And they're all ears. Facebook just sold their DM, like DIEM, their DM project to Silvergate, and it would appear that they're making moves that are pro Bitcoin at Facebook. So, and Jack Mallers is in their ear, and that guy could be pretty convincing.
Wow, I'm gonna have to listen to that then. I haven't. That seems like some more positive news that I could be filling my consciousness with instead of all the bullshit.
Yeah, it's inspiring. That Jack Mallers, 27, impressive dude.
Is he 27? Damn,
I believe so. What are we doing?
Strike, dude. They're doing big things, man. I gotta. I told you Strike finally gave me a transaction report. Thank you, Strike. Took a week, but I got it. Now I gotta go and make sense of it. But that's another whole problem. That's okay. Dude, let's make some predictions. Let's make some like longer term predictions. Do you think that there will be at least 2 more countries by the end of this year that have made Bitcoin legal tender?
Yes.
2 or more?
2 sounds about right. I
What?
think there's probably it's hardest to be second, but once
Yeah.
there's a second, it's easier for there to be a third and fourth.
All right. Do you? Okay. Follow up to that. You can see it snowing in the background. Do you? Do you think that it will be a similar type of like developing nation like El Salvador, or do you think we'll see something more like a? I know people consider like Russia not like a developed nation, but I mean they're an economic powerhouse. So like I would consider it in this context at least. Like, do you think it's gonna be like a country with like major global influence, or will it be continue more smaller countries? Not that that isn't important, right? Like even El Salvador has millions of people. Like so, um, but I'm just curious about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. The two countries that come to mind for me are the two countries on an uncertain border right now, and that's Russia and Ukraine, for
Mm-hmm.
totally different reasons. Ukraine for the right reasons, for the freedom aspect of Bitcoin, and it's a very technical country. They have a lot of people that are trained in STEM, and
They
I
do.
can I can see I can see them adopting it for better reasons. I don't mean to sound like I'm taking a side or anything. And then I can see Russia for the very reason that they could do something, invade or partly invade, that would lead to them being kicked off of the SWIFT system, and then they would adopt Bitcoin because they have to. So I guess that's what comes to mind for me.
Cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too. I think it'll. I think we could see one of these countries in Europe, Eastern Europe, or like Russia. Do it. It could be South
Or
America. It's another country in
yeah,
South America, like Paraguay, Uruguay.
Argentina,
Yeah,
Costa
Argentina.
Rica.
Someone told me that Argentina was the. They said they were like it's the London of the South or South America or something, or like Buenos Aires is, and I was like, is it? I don't know.
What?
We haven't. But he said it. Yeah, it was like yeah. I was like, if we have any listeners in Argentina, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Also, you can let us know by sending us a boost on Fountain. Uh,
Yes.
we you can
Yeah.
stream. So the way Fountain works, you can stream like sats per minute. So right now you get like 2,000 sats for $1, probably something close to that. And so you can load like 10,000 sats for like $5. And every minute you listen to the podcast, it'll like take 10 sats out of your wallet or whatever you set it at and send it to ours. And then Bo and I split it 50-50 because I can actually like, well, right now it all goes to mine, but I can manually pay him. But we can get it routed this way to where it like half of it goes to Bo's wallet and half goes to mine from the podcast wallet. So we could even do that. Like if we have guests on the show, let's say like the episode where we had Sam a couple weeks ago, we
Yeah.
could add his wallet to that. And like if they're listening during that episode, we can, I think it like can include him on it. So cool stuff coming out. I think Lightning is super neat. It's just like, just hasn't, it's just so small, you know? Like it's just
Yeah.
there's still only 3,500 30 let's see Lightning Network 3,450 Bitcoin.
Hmm.
That's not that many. It's $150 million. I mean it's not nothing. But like BlockFi just paid a fine that's like 2/3 of that. So think about it. Like when you
Yeah.
compare it, like this is just a
Puts it in
fine
perspective. Yeah, that's a fine
from
for
one company, and this is like the whole future of Bitcoin. Like you got a ways to go.
for sure.
So
For sure.
anyway, we're at 45 minutes. Good. That's a good spot to wrap up, huh? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Thanks
any
to our listeners. We love you guys, and shout out to the Taos Bitcoin meetup. I know a few of you have been listening, so just want to make a shout out. We've got a good crew of Bitcoiners here in Taos, New Mexico.
heck yeah, dude. Same here in Colorado. We were with the legislation. You know, Colorado wants your Bitcoin, so they can sell it. Don't give it to them. But, snowing here too.
Same.
Be able to see the. Well, you're in the mountains. Well, so am I. Kind of. They call it the Mile High City, right?
Yeah.
Denver is not in the mountains. It's in the high plains. For anyone who doesn't know.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I gotta call Eric and get him on the next episode, or maybe Preston. Preston and I were DMing a few days ago, so maybe I'll piggyback on that and see if he's interested in joining us.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, tune into Value Stack episode 15. It's going to be a banger.
Next, probably in a few weeks. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys then. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, and I don't know how you subscribe to podcasts, but whatever, you probably know how you do. So do that. We'll see you next time.